I've recorded 2 videos today that's all been ruined. You know what that calls for? Let's go check my, let's go check Google News. Google News. Yeah, I seriously don't know what to go do. I've recorded both of my videos. I'm now officially sick of trying to record them. So yeah. CNN, Trump says, for the first time he'll leave if the electoral coach votes for him. I don't care. New York government says Scottish decides on religious services have no practical effect. Oh yeah, Supreme Court rules against Cuomo's COVID-19 limits on religious gathering. Yeah. Homeless families evicted from vacant houses at Thanksgiving. Yeah. They're not really paying rents, and since they don't really own the property, whatever. Military's role in vaccine will be strictly behind the scenes. Thanksgiving marked by a surging virus I can't talk about. Wait, did I already say it? I did. Damn it. I did. Okay, Thanksgiving made a surging to COVID-19 and questions about leading vaccine candidates. Okay. Trump maintains election fraud, pledges to travel to Georgia in first press year since election. The memo, Biden faces, oh god. She called me, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris phones California teen to thank him for her. What the Jesus. Nobody cares. Supreme. Huh. Okay. Alright, let's go look at U.S. news. Couple finds more than 66 bottles of probation-era whiskey hidden in the walls of their New York home. Keep it. After Trump retweets to call to pardon himself, Fox News asks, can he? That's actually good. Oh yeah. Oh hey. Fox News just said that Democrats are accusing his pardon of Michael Flynn, and last time I checked on this, the prosecution withheld information which is illegal under Brady Law. Brady Law is basically a law saying that prosecution can't withhold information. Yeah, good job being redundant, idiot, but they withheld information like the own agents that claimed that Flynn never lied to him, but that Flynn never lied to them, but he was charged to lying to government officials. Hello? So, yeah, it was stuff like that they withheld that would have freed him. So that's why he got pardoned, but you might have said, oh, well, why did he have to get pardoned? Oh, because he pled guilty because he was sick of dealing with the, FBI. Pelosi lambasted Trump for pardoning his former national security advisors. Democratic leaders lambasted Trump for pardoning his former national security. Actually, let's go watch a video. I'm not gonna go read. Did we?
His national security analyst, Ryan Morrow. Ryan, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Okay, so you just heard in Lauren's report that you have Democratic critics all across the board saying that this is corruption, saying that this is an abuse of the part of power. What do you say?
Well, if you look at the history of presidential pardons, this doesn't exactly stand out because of the weak case against General Flynn and because of
Watergate scandal.
what other presidents have done. Take a look at Mark Rich, one of the biggest tax cheats in American history, just a major criminal. He donates to the Democratic Party. President Bill Clinton at that time pardons him. So compare that to what's going on with General Flynn, and what you're looking at today actually isn't that big of a deal in comparison.
Yeah, I think a lot of supporters of President Trump himself, probably are wondering why this happened in the first place. Why was the FBI so hell-bent on investigating Michael Flynn? Here's former Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland on why it all went down, in her opinion.
The only reason that they investigated was for political reasons. Basically, the Steele dossier was basically controlled. It was controlled by Hillary Clinton and her lackeys. So, yeah. And you might say, oh, well, that's because Clinton was powerful. I mean, she could unearth things like that. But she also was Trump's opposing candidate, and it was just a giant thing. And they kind of framed him. You're like, how? Well, allegedly, I don't know where I got this. It was a few years ago, but I've remembered it. They basically, the FBI said, oh, hey, here's some Russian information. Then 2 more FBI agents came and said, oh, hey, do you know anything about Russia? They said, oh, that. And then he was arrested. So, yeah. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but yeah.
Take a listen.
It wasn't about General Flynn. It was always about getting Donald Trump. Senior officials in the Obama administration, in the West Wing, in the Justice Department, in the FBI, and in the intelligence community, they knew Mike Flynn didn't commit any crime in talking to the Russian ambassador. But how does the country get those 3 years back?
So how do we make sure that this doesn't happen again?
There's just going to have to be a lot of oversight, and this is going to have to be a textbook example of misconduct and error that every single FBI investigator is going to have to learn from. It should be just part of the requirement to do their job, because this is not just a weak case, it's a bizarre case. According to the FBI agents who were actually interviewing Flynn and leading this thing, they didn't think that he lied. And what you're seeing in the media and a lot of the opinion makers basically do is that they're conflating a bunch of things. What the issue is a single count of allegedly lying to the FBI that Flynn had to plead guilty to under a lot of pressure, millions of dollars in legal fees. To fight for his innocence, you would have had to basically destroy his life and his family's life, lose everything in the hope of victory. And that should scare all of us, that you could be put in that position where, because of finances, you might take a plea deal because you have no other choice.
Hey, Ryan, real quick, we have about 20 seconds left to go, but do you see anyone else coming next? Paul Manafort, Roger Stone obviously previously granted clemency, but does he get a full pardon?
I suspect so.
Okay, that's going to be the end of that. Yeah, that news story was, yeah. Yeah, I just know that occurred, so it piqued my interest a little bit, but, we're gonna go keep searching. Oh, hey, why the hell is U.S. Supreme Court? Oh, I know why. In the news, Donald Trump, Detroit Lions, what the hell? Michael Flynn, U.S. Supreme Court, Venezuela, Houston, Texas, vaccine, Senate, as Republican Party. Oh, hey. Judge in Venezuela oh, that's why it is. Thousands of people in California had their power shut off and, amid wildfire. I mean, that's how California works. Oh, we can't provide enough power because, of the sun going down too soon, and we're not having enough energy for snowfall. Basically meaning our hydroelectric dams aren't working and our solar power isn't. Well, I guess we're just gonna go shut off some people's power. Who cares? Bazinga. England's lockdown will lift, but many pub doors will stay closed. I don't care. French police officers suspended after Video emerges of them beating a black man. Let me go see the video. If it's too graphic, I will not narrate it. Let's go listen to some CNN.
It was a protest about how future protests will be covered. Thousands gathered in Paris on Saturday to oppose the global security bill currently being debated in Parliament. But Tuesday evening, the National Assembly voted in favor of the bill as a whole, having already approved its controversial Article 24, which would ban the publication of images of policemen with the intent to cause them harm. The bill will now head to the Senate.
Okay, I support the objective, but it's a very slippery slope. I mean, how do you determine to cause harm? I mean, yes, there's obvious examples, but there is a massive gray area where the French government could just go, "Oh wow, you're supporting the police or whatever. You're supporting Black Lives Matter. Oh, okay. Oh, looks like you're a right-wing group. Oh no, looks like you're going under arrest." Which, in my opinion, doing anything to, well, block images is a violation of free speech. But in France, nobody has free speech because nobody, kind of had an oppressive country, oppressing them, and more specifically, free speech.
Critics fear that it would make covering protests like this one, as well as documenting police brutality, much more difficult. Those in favor say it is necessary because of the targeting of police online during the Yellow Vest protests.
The broadcasting and capturing of images, whether with a camera or by citizens on a phone, of policemen doing their jobs, with their faces exposed, will still be possible. What will change is that any calls for violence or incitement of hatred that accompany
Incitement of hatred. How do you determine what's an incitement of hatred? I mean, if the police weren't doing their job correctly, well, they said, oh, well, that's hatred towards the police, arrested. Or if I say the police use too much force, well, that could also be ruled as hatred. It's too broad.
such pictures will be sanctioned by the law.
Overall, the bill would make it easier for security forces to film ordinary citizens without their consent through body cams and police trains, for instance, while punishing those who publish images of police likely to cause them harm with a year in jail and a $53,000 fine.
$53,000? Okay, it's not even to cause harm, it's likely to cause harm. So in other words, if I just post a picture of a policeman, in France, I would have gotten arrested. Because as long as the protest had fringe groups on either side, it could have been likely to cause harm. In other words, the entire law is way too broad.
Critics say that it would make France an exception amongst democracies.
Citizens are asked to accept the possibility of being filmed under the pretext that they have nothing to fear if they have not done nothing wrong. And at the same time, exactly.
Oh, I supremely disagree with that. You have nothing to fear as long as you've done nothing wrong. Well, if I've done nothing wrong, why do I need to be surveilled? Well, to catch bad guys. Well, if you can just surveil anyone, why not just surveil the entire population and then get inside information onto every family at every time, no matter what? So, well, yes, you may catch 100 people from this new law if there's 1,000 criminals. You'll also be surveilling the rest of your population who aren't criminals. And, well, yeah. Another thing I've noticed about as long as you haven't done anything wrong, there's nothing to fear. It's basically what all totalitarian governments say.
The police refuses to be filmed, which is a right in every democracy in the world.
No, it's not. America.
The French filmmaker David Dufresne says the Yellow Vest protests of the last couple of years and the images captured by amateurs and professionals alike have raised important questions about police brutality.
il y a eu des enquêtes, il y a eu quelques condamnations.
There were investigations. There have been some very rare convictions, but in the end, not much was done.
But how would you know about those convictions if nobody ever reports on them? Again, Jesus. France is a nightmare. Macron is... Any restriction on free speech in my matter is I am against, unless I'm just flat out against it. Free speech needs to be protected, because if you don't have free speech, you cannot have a free democracy. If people can't say what they want to say or film what they want to film, there's no way for you to actually have a free democracy.
And officially, the only answer given by the government to this national debate, to these questions on police violence, on brutality, is a law to say that you have to blur. These images should not be shown. In any case, they should not be shown in their reality.
Defenders of the bill say that it will still be possible for citizens and journalists to film and expose potential police.
Oh yes, but in that you have to blur. You can only report on them, but you have one person, maybe an entire family, who has the ability to say police brutality, but the rest of the world can't. So let's say there's legitimate police brutality, right? Someone catches it on camera, so they blur the face, because that's what you have to do, then they post it on the internet. So since they can't get it, people will become outraged and demand for the person to be fired. Well, we don't know who the person is, so we can't fire anybody. Sorry, I guess police brutality stays. Oh no, sorry. Oh no. Oh no, why is this so laggy?
Brutality. But critics fear that the effect of the law could be to embolden police. They point to protests against the bill last week, when 33 people were taken for questioning, with one journalist kept in custody overnight. And after the dismantling of a migrant camp in central Paris on Monday night, video posted online showed what appears to be people being chased by police, and in one video, journalists on the ground surrounded by police with batons. Images the Interior Minister himself described as shocking. Melissa Bell, CNN, Paris.
Yeah, the way it was titled I did not really agree with, but now that I've actually watched the video, yeah. So, yeah. Governor Cuomo provides Thanksgiving Day update on Cuomo and efforts to... Jesus Christ, Trump remains in battle of his win and wills Iran. Let's go skip over my local news. Here, let's see, let's go US. I just wanted to go... Let's go find some US news. 1 second. Oh, whoa, this is almost a 20-minute video. I guess end of video, bye.